Welcome to the Fit Face Podcast. I'm your host, Harrison Zocker, and this is the #1 podcast for balancing social life and fitness. This is specifically for people that want to shape the body of their dreams without sacrificing their favorite drinks and foods while maintaining a social life outside of the gym. Thank you so much for being here. Let's get into today's episode. Welcome back to the Fit Face Podcast. I hope your day is going amazing, fam. And in today's episode, what we're going to be talking about is so important. You cannot miss this if you really want to make that long-term sustainable progress without feeling restricted. And this approach is utilizing the never off-track mindset. I came up with this about a year ago. And today I'm just going to break it down for you. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my past, what I struggled with, how to go about it, how to view it, and also 3 steps in how to approach certain occasions where you feel like you're completely off track, when in reality it's not all or nothing. It's not an all or nothing approach, even though it's so easy to view it that way. And it's the same thing with like healthy or unhealthy. We view foods as being either healthy or unhealthy. There's no in between. But I'm going to break it down a little bit more for you today so you can utilize this and see the best progress of your life, build the body of your dreams. So a little bit about my past with like the all or nothing mindset. That's why I had to come up with this never off track mindset. I was all or nothing all the time. I was forcing myself to either be 100% in, or if I couldn't do that, I would just be like, oh, well, there's no point in focusing on any little thing that would support the health and fitness. For example, if I was tracking my calories and macros for a few days during the week, and then all of a sudden somebody asked me to go out for drinks and eat, I would either say no, so I could be 100% on track, or if I said yes, then I would go and drink a couple more beers than I should have, as well as ordered one of the most unhealthy things on the menu. And there's nothing wrong with ordering something super unhealthy. It just has to be a hell yes moment. It shouldn't just be like, oh, that's just another burger or another... It's mac and cheese. It looks good, but it doesn't look absolutely incredible. It should be like a hell yes, that looks amazing, and I need to try it. Like a once or twice a year type of meal, like opportunity to be able to eat that meal. If you have that opportunity, jump on it. I freaking love food, and that you can't turn that down. So basically, I was viewing it as 0% on track or 100% on track. No in between, like I mentioned earlier. But what we have to do is view it on a 1 to 100 scale. So for example, if you get asked to go out to eat, what are a few things that you can do to just make better decisions than you would have in the past, as well as set yourself up for success afterwards, the next day, whether it's a weekend-long event or just a meal? Because we want to not allow one certain occasion carry into the next day that you know you can be fully on track. So yes, if you can get all of your days that has 100% on track, yes, you're going to see the best results ever, like by far. But what is that taking away from? Like if you say no to being able to go out to eat, or no to go have beers, or no to somebody who is like a friend that has a bachelor party, bachelorette party, and you miss those occasions that you truly value, is it worth it just seeing the results in the gym? I used to do that all the time and just tell people no. Like if I got asked to go out to eat, I'd say no. And then obviously after a few times, then they just stopped asking me because they knew I'd say no. So obviously my social life really faded off when I did that. I did see great progress in the gym, but it was not enjoyable because I didn't have any life really outside of the gym. I wasn't trying to be a bodybuilder or a power lifter. I was just trying to look good and feel good for the most part. I didn't need to be down to a 5% body fat. And I'm just glad that I got out of it. The last time I was in a super serious and strict fitness regimen with a plan, nutrition plan, nailed it on the tee, was back in spring of 2017. And after about 4 months, I knew I needed a change. I knew I was sacrificing so much of life that I truly valued, and it was taken away from my time with friends and family. And today I could confidently go out to eat, go out for some drinks with friends and family, and actually have a social life, but know that I'm at least going to still maintain my progress that I have. I do this by, these are the 3 steps that we're going to be going over. I look ahead, I plan ahead, and then in the moment, I'm just mindful, like a lot more mindful than what I did in the past. So let's break all of these down. We'll start with looking ahead. And what I like to do personally is to pull out my calendar for the start of every month and mark down days that you know you're going to be going out to eat, you're going to be going out for drinks, maybe celebrating something, just anything that makes you think that you'll be off track on that day and there's nothing you can do about it. Your progress will suffer, and then all of a sudden it gets in your head and it carries over into the next day. It's just a chaotic roller coaster. But when you look ahead, you can see when you can be fully on track, because you got to take advantage of every single day that you can be fully on track and enjoy those days where you might not be fully on track. But hey, a 50 out of 100 on track is a lot better than a 0 out of 100. And especially if you absolutely destroy yourself by drinking 20 beers and the next day you are hungover, and that day turns into being another day where you're off track. So letting certain days carry over into the next is a thing that we need to prevent the most. But looking ahead is just so important because there's a visual. You have a visual, and you can then go into step 2, which is planning ahead. Then you could kind of develop a plan for that month. And as those events become closer, then really plan ahead for yourself after those moments. It's so easy to just live in the moment and not think ahead. But as far as like living the never off track mindset, you have to be thinking ahead, because if you're not, it could be a recipe for disaster. I want to give you guys a few examples of planning ahead. So for example, going out to eat. If you're going out to eat, what can you do to plan ahead? You can look at the menu ahead of time. You can also plan your meals earlier in that day to be maybe lower calorie than usual. So then you know you can have the majority of your calories for that one meal, fully enjoy it, and then still be on point with your calories. And the first few times you do this, you're going to feel on top of the world, because it's the best feeling ever once you really feel the non-guilt or restriction of just being able to go enjoy that, but still feeling like you're on track 100%, even though that would maybe only be 80 or 90 out of 100 on track. But still, it's so much better than having it a 0 out of 100. So look ahead into your calendar and mark down days that you know this might happen, social occasions that might pop up and will try to make you feel like you're off track, but hold that mindset strong and plan ahead, develop an approach based on what you can do for that very specific moment, whether it could also just be choosing lower calorie drinks. Like if you know it's going to be an occasion where you're going to be having 10 plus drinks, make sure you choose a lower calorie drink. Plan ahead by buying the lower calorie drink, or even just setting your mind that you're going to have a glass of water after every 2 or 3 beers just so you stay hydrated, because we want to set ourselves up for success afterwards as well. So what I mean by setting ourselves up for success afterwards, we do things such as we meal prep. So we have meals when we wake up that next day. If you're hungover and you have those meals made, you have zero excuse. You set yourself up for success, and you're automatically immediately right back fully on track. Because so often, I see it all too often, somebody goes out and then they're hungover the next day, and then all of a sudden, oh, let's go get McDonald's, let's be lazy, not drink enough water, and still be like dehydrated and hungover a little bit 2 days later. And that's just a recipe for disaster. If you think about your future self, there's nothing that will be able to stop you. If you think about your future self and set your future self up for success, that is a recipe for success and progress. The last step I want to go over is the in the moment type of thing. So let's say you're out having a few beers. What can you do in that moment to better support your health and fitness? Drink water. I already went over that in kind of planning ahead, but you could drink water, still make mindful decisions with food. I know it can be easy to eat too many calories when you have a good buzz, because obviously alcohol it increases our appetite, and foods just taste so much better, or not, I shouldn't say better, but they just seem amazing in the moment. But you gotta have somewhat of a discipline in those moments where you are buzzed. And that's truly one of the toughest things ever, because it always seems like the end of the night always ends with pizza. But hey, that's just part of life. That is part of life. It is what it is. And even when you are living this never off track mindset, there might be occasions where you give in a lot more than you really wish you would have. But hey, you just gotta accept it. Like you failed, but what can you learn from that time to better approach future occasions? So to recap, the never off track mindset, that's crucial. You have to implement it if you want to make long-term sustainable progress and results. No questions asked. It's a requirement, because I know it works so well for myself. It's worked amazing, as well as for clients, and I swear by it, and I've never been more confident in something in my life, to be honest. So view your health and fitness as like a 10-year goal rather than a shorter term, like summer, just get shredded for summer type of thing. You need to not view things as all or nothing. View everything on a scale of 1 to 100 as far as on track, because a 50 out of 100 is a heck of a lot better than a 0 out of 100. And it just you build confidence as you continue to get better with it. You build confidence. It's not going to be super easy at first, because you have your current habits that you're dealing with, but those will change over time as you continue to push forward and keep implementing this. And the 3 steps are looking ahead, get your calendar out, mark down days that you think that will throw you off track, and also write a number, like a 1 to 100 number that you think you can accomplish during that day. Whether it's a 50 out of 100, it could be a 20 out of 100, but still, if you're being mindful, that is so important. The second step, planning ahead. So this is where you look ahead at menus, you meal prep ahead of time, you do everything you can to set yourself up for success the following day so it does not carry over. And the third step is in the moment, be mindful. You can live in the moment, enjoy the moment fully, but that doesn't mean you have to say screw it. You can still make good decisions, and there might be some bad decisions as well, but that's part of life. We need to learn from that, fail and learn, and you'll be on the right path. So that wraps up today's episode. Thank you so much for listening today. If you're getting value out of the podcast and want to work closely with me on how to build the body of your dreams by balancing life and fitness, as well as become a part of the absolute best fitness community out there, what I want you to do is go to my Instagram at HarrisonZFit and DM me with the words Fit Party. My mission in life is simple: to help others find the best version of themselves while enjoying all aspects of life. We'll see you in the next episode.